Yo, welcome back, boys. I'm hyped. Just did all my scanning and writing out my personal game plan. Obviously, I'm gonna get that guys over to you first. I want to focus in on the spy and what we can expect this week. As far as our economic schedule, the only really key piece of data that is expected this week is the retail sales for the month of June. That comes out Tuesday at 8:30. So with that being said, we don't necessarily have a lot of things to be looking forward to. Whereas the past few weeks we've had the Fed speaking, the G20 summit meeting over in, I believe it was Japan. This week might be a very technical trading week, unless obviously someone comes out and tweets some bullshit, which is definitely possible, always possible. You guys know how that goes. We're used to that by now. We've been used to that since 2016, I believe it was. Um, so the SPY closed at an all-time high on Friday. We closed in the 300s, which is actually really weird to see up here. Um, I guess the only real thing we could say is that we broke out of that multi-day consolidation. Remember, we were speaking softly about the 2-day, inside day zone where Thursday couldn't break above Wednesday's high. So we had a 2-day consolidation, and ultimately Friday we, broke out to the upside. We had that nice gap and go setup, which we traded. That was very profitable. So we closed at an all-time high. So as for upside destinations, the only real one we're gonna have is Friday's close or Friday's high. Now on our downside, our first support is going to be this 299.58 level, which comes from the top of this 2-day multi-top, and then actually was held as support on Friday, which is very key. So that's going to be our first level. I'm not going to get too in depth on the levels right now. I'll send those in chat tomorrow morning prior to the open, as we get a feel for what the pre-market action is telling us. But for the SPY, if we go over our longer time frames, we're breaking out. That looks like a fucking mess. Jesus Christ, we're breaking out. Nice. There's really nothing else to say about this besides the fact that the top Bollinger Band is opening up. We're above our 13 EMA, and we're just gonna have to monitor this for continuation or lack of. We have our indicators for that. We have you know, our tracking devices that we can use and analyze. How slow is this volume? Where are we going? And I think it's going to be a day by day process, as it usually is. But this week is going to be one to focus in on. Do we pull back and test this support here at the 296.48 near the 13 EMA? It's possible. If we gap tomorrow or we gap lower from the high and we open within Friday's range and we fail to break this 373 level, it's possible we trade back down. Like I said, it's going to be a very technical week from what I'm expecting right now. So, with the SPY breaking out, it could go either one way. It could continue breaking out, and make new highs, or price could slow up. We might see a pullback. I guess what I could get a feel for after scanning through my mega caps on FinViz is that there are a lot of stocks breaking out, but there are also a lot of stocks that are overextended. Trading near resistance levels. So, like I said, this market could either continue breaking out and we push through those levels, or volume slows up and we pull back a little bit. We're gonna be ready for that in our swing trade watch list, and these setups that I have here. So I'm gonna break this up in two sections. I have chart setups and I have trending stocks. So chart setups are going to be good to trade if this ends up being a technical market and we start to pull back, and the extended indicators on the upside start showing a little bit and we don't want to chase on the upside. We'll look at these setups. As for the trending stocks, these are the top dogs, the ones that are going to be following the market the very best out of the group. And for that, we'll start off with McDonald's again. This same setup, we talked about this last week, this consolidation in here. Get that consolidation, breakout to new highs. Again, same sort of consolidation. Keep the 13 EMA in mind too. Consolidation, pull back to the 13 EMA, breakout. We're starting to see the same similar pattern forming here, where we're having a little bit of a consolidation. Volume slowing up a bit, and we're coming back to that 13 EMA. Now, what we're going to look for on McDonald's is does this hold the EMA again like it has previously and then end up breaking this top? This is a very strong stock, as you can see from this chart. Um, we're trending up on the weekly. We're gonna have to monitor it. That's about all we could do necessarily. If you want to be in the stronger stocks, you just gotta follow it and be patient, and attack it when your indicators align. If we get a pull back to the 13 EMA and we have a daily candle close above it, I'll look to add more shares. I recently closed out last week. I think I was in at around 209, exited around I think in the high 213s. So a quick four and change per share, not too bad. The second one I have on our trending list is actually going to be Disney. And if we look at Disney, we're breaking out of about a 2-3 month consolidation from the gap up in April. We pulled back and really consolidated, and nothing really happened to the upside. Still, we're waiting to see. Our MACD's a little flat. We're looking to have that top Bollinger Band open up. Maybe a pullback to this support here at 142.8. That 142.80 would be ideal on this Disney setup, but we're gonna monitor this. Similar structure to McDonald's where we had that tight consolidation, but this is more on a longer time frame. If we look at the weekly chart, we'll see. So our MACD is a little flat. We might have a little more energy to the upside. That's what we're going to be monitoring, like I said, for the broad market sentiment. Where are we going to follow through? Are we going to continue on the upside? Or are we going to pull back? Which way is it going to go? Either way, we're going to be prepared for it. You know what I mean? That's why all these stock setups are in here, and you get to pick and choose from the very best. They're the ones that you find suit your setup the best. I have two chart setups. Same as last week, we have AMD. If we look at this key 34.17 I have marked down as the price level from a high back in September, which was also a somewhat of a double top for now. Don't wait a second. We got the double top here at 34. And this is almost looking like a cup and handle. I mean, Gavin sent me this, and really pointed out the cup and handle. We were trading this. This was on the watch list a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where we were trading this breakout, the crossover of the 13 EMA into the 34 range. I sold out at about 33. I think I made like 6% of my shares. I sold into that top Bollinger Band. This is going to be one on watch again. Ideally, again, to see where this pulls back or if it ends up breaking out of this top resistance level. We're going to be keeping an eye on this very closely. Again, another solid setup on the weekly chart. You always want to make sure that your higher time frames align with the lower time frames. That gives the overall trend, more consistency, I'd like to say. So that's a setup there on AMD. The next one is Cisco. Same as last week, similar setup to AMD. Tight range here. We have the high of 58.15 from mid-June. We're approaching that. What I'm going to be watching for is, again, more upside room. The top Bollinger Band is opening up. Typically during breakouts, the price action and the daily candles like to ride that top Bollinger Band, like you see here. When you're trending like that, they'll ride the top Bollinger Band. And like you could see, we were in a tight little consolidation period. We have been for a little while now, about 2-3 months, and we're looking to see if the bulls will continue to break out to the upside. If they do, you could probably day trade this. You could swing this. The options are very cheap and affordable. So you guys trading with a small account could definitely trade this setup here on Cisco. It's one to watch for sure if the market continues to see some strength. We do have very important earnings this week coming from some of bigger name companies. I sent those into the chat earlier today. If you missed that, I'll have to send that list in again. I don't have it on me right now. So those are the four setups I'm looking at. Obviously, we're going to be day trading the SPY. I stick to that every day. I always make sure that, I have a game plan ready for the overall market, and, we'll roll with that. So if you guys have any questions, of course, shoot me a text, at me in chat. I love the way that this has really been developing recently. We've got a great team atmosphere going. I absolutely love it. It's a pleasure to be around, and I think everybody's, growing off of that. And it's really, it puts a smile on my face to see that. So I'll talk to you guys in chat. We'll see what we got tomorrow morning. I'll speak to you then. Good night.